Alrighty. Everything looks good. Looks like we are live and ready to dive into this. Welcome, everybody. Owl guy, of course, being the most excited. I can only wonder why. Yo, what's up, Keon? Petal, yeah, it's been a while. This game is a banger, and I wanted to take a little bit of a pit stop instead of doing the typical tournament games and go towards, something else for a little. Yo, what up, Brandon? Do a little bit of a pit stop and do a ATP special, because the Battle of LA is pretty important to Owl's history. This one holds pretty good memories for me personally. It's a banger. If you've never seen it before, you're in for a real treat. It's an epic 5 mapper. You really can't ask for much more. The two rival teams in the building, the two home teams, so to speak. The atmosphere in these types of games are unlike anything you'll ever see. It is like beyond perfect. You can really feel the rivalry between these two teams and the fans and whatnot, and then going back and forth with the chants. It's a really, really great experience. This is the first season, season 1. Yo, Keon, thank you for the 5. That's how you get to say this soon. Yeah. As per usual, we'll just chill for a couple minutes. As people see that we're starting stream, I'll do a quick little prelude of what's going on, and then we're gonna watch through this banger of a game. Hope everyone's doing good today, though. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited as a old-fashioned Valiant fan. It's been a long time since I've watched this game, and it got me pretty pumped back in the day. I hope Valiant can make it to playoffs. Oh, yes, of course, surely. Also, hi, Penguin. I was just seeing what you said now, Math. He'll be here in a bit. Sounds good. A lot of fun players in this game. A lot of good rivalries, like Fissure versus Fate. You got Soon versus Surefour. That's a vintage one. The backline battle, Big Goose and Shaz versus Custa and Karave. There's a lot of stuff going on in this game. A lot of fun individual matchups. Danny's power went out. That's unfortunate. There's the dono finally. Thank you.
This is the only time I get to say this. Soon, 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 soon.
Sun. Finally, my Streamlabs decided to catch up. Thank you, Streamlabs, for being very delayed. First stream I had time for since OWL Grand Finals. How's it been? Good. I've been trying to get into the habit of streaming these types of throwback games weekly. I've been doing good so far. This is my 3rd week in a row now. We haven't missed one yet, so that's cool. I figure spacing them out is like a good way to keep people invested and interested, so we're not going through things too fast either. Going a slow but steady pace. And if you've missed any of the previous streams, if you're just checking in, they are up on my channel. All the VODs are saved, they are there, so feel free to check them out after this one, if you so please. We've kind of been in a 2018 phase right now. I think I'm probably going to get through a couple more big 2018 matches, and then we'll move into something else. I'm thinking maybe like a World Cup pit stop before 2019 or like wherever else we go, whatever order we go in. It can be random. It doesn't have to be in chronological order. Cover whatever you feel like covering. I mean, yeah, that's kind of the plan, Sam. I'm kind of doing a combination of what people are interested in and what I kind of want to go back and rewatch myself. Like with this one, for example. I felt like watching a Battle of LA, so damn it, I'm watching a Battle of LA. And it suits the time period also, because we're kind of going towards stage 3. After this one, we'll probably watch the New York and Boston game next week or whenever I get around to it. So the timing kind of fits, I guess. Yeah, this is a banger game. Looks like the view count for now is kind of chilling out, so in the meantime, well, I'll kind of give my little prelude on this as I've been doing as a owl historian, a self-proclaimed owl historian. So, to set the scene, Yoda Penguin, this is the inaugural season, okay? 2018. It is stage 3. We're about halfway through the season. Stage 3, week 3 to be exact. The Valiant and Gladiators are about to play each other for the 3rd time if you don't count preseason. At this current point in time, the season series is tied at 1. Valiant beat them in stage 1 in a reverse sweep. Then Gladiators proceeded to blow them out in stage 2. And now in stage 3, things are looking very different. Both these LA teams are kind of starting to figure things out and be on the rise before they'd eventually start to dominate the league a bit more during stage 4. The Valiant had made some big changes after stage 2 when they struggled mightily. A couple noteworthy things is they traded Custa. They traded for Custa, I guess I should say. They traded their flex support Unco for Custa to the Dallas Fuel to take care of their support issue, to have more of a natural main support in there, more of a leader. And then they decided to put Karif permanently back on flex support after experimenting with him on DPS. They also released their off-tank player MV for being toxic, and they decided to plug Space into the starting lineup. And they also made a trade with the Dynasty to get their DPS player Bunny to add some extra firepower for Tracer, because Tracer Widow during stage 3 was all the rage, and soon obviously can't play both. He can't play Widow and Tracer. So you can have him focus more on Widowmaker while you have Bunny pick up the Tracer duties and you don't see much of a fall off. And then also something that's worth noting, as Keon just said in the chat, the Gladiators also got Silk Thread. The Valiant traded Silk Thread to the Gladiators, so he kind of hopped across to the other LA team, and you're actually going to see him play a little bit in this match. It's like a bittersweet moment, you know? Silk Thread taking on his former team. We get to see a lot more agilities now in stage 3. He's kind of reclaimed his role as a starting player. And it ends up being a really heated battle. This is a battle that goes the distance. In my opinion, is one of the best battles of LA there is. There's a lot of really exciting individual moments from both sides that bring up like the upside that both teams had during the time. And what's really fun about the Battle of LA is the atmosphere more than anything else. If you've never seen these before, it really is incredible watching these guys at the Blizzard Arena. You know, this is in Los Angeles, so it's both LA teams going together at the home crowd. You hear a lot of shields up and wings out chants on both sides. You can kind of already see like both fan bases are divided on like both sides of the arena. It's really, really awesome, the entire atmosphere of it. And you can tell how much it means to the players too. So I think without further ado, we're going to dive straight into this. We need to watch the All-Star Weekend. We could do that at some point, like the talent takedown. So we're going to dive into it right now. If you've never seen it before, I hope you enjoy. I'll give you my commentary and my thoughts as we go. And yeah.
This match is going to be very exciting. I can't wait. Are you guys in the house ready for the Battle of LA?
I'm starting with the intro, by the way, because it's fun.
So let's go ahead and bring out your first
I miss this heavily.
Welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, the Los Angeles Gladiators.
Like, can you hear with the crowd? Like, this is the stuff we were missing for years. You got Fissure, Surefour, Bishu, Hydration, Big Goose and Shaz, a vintage Gladiators lineup. Probably my personal favorite one.
It hits home when you have somebody that cares for you and supports what you're doing.
The Finnish support duo.
Again, we may have been being a little bit unfair to Gladiators.
Also, Bren, feel strong, man.
Still a team with tons of talent across the board. You look at this support line, you've got Big Goose and Shaz. These guys
Who gets the home
in
skins?
the European Overwatch scene, but then you've got also DPS and now incredible.
I mean, Valiant are wearing their green jerseys, so I guess technically
This guy
them.
right here has been the difference maker for Gladiators. They
Fissure,
started
they
out-
traded for him in Stage 2. Gladiators made a big difference.
Turned it around for this team.
Before the Gladiators had Fissure, they really weren't that good. Then they trade for him, and suddenly they're a lot better.
Now you've got to figure out how to make it work all the time, and it's going well. Taking 3 wins on the first 2 weeks.
Goose,
Really no
big
thing to
goose.
scoff at, but even though the percentages are against him, I think that's
I miss Bishu also. Very wholesome player.
That is up against this battle. They could probably do it.
That's very exciting, and here is your...
Yeah, Fissure was, in my opinion, the best main tank in Season 1. I agree.
Fissure is just... The guy is
Fissure
such
was
a
an MVP candidate. He actually carried this Glads team.
but they're gonna need him to be top
They won like 4 games in Stage 1 without him. They trade for him, and instantly, boom, they start winning a bunch of games.
So let's welcome your next team to the stage. It is
Yeah,
the
true,
Los
Booming
Angeles
Bob.
Valiants. And they are 15-9 overall, top of the
There they are, my boy, Fate.
Gentlemen,
Fate in
this
space.
team is a force to be reckoned with right
You see Custom Kareem behind, and then Agilities.
Skyrocketing upwards, it feels like in stage.
And Soon is in there as well to start, I believe.
Incredibly well. And, you know, we mentioned before, it's mainly because of these pickups they've got. Custer coming in with the calling. Space is playing out.
This is my favorite team ever right here, chat. My favorite Overwatch League team to ever exist. This Valiant team is it. These are my boys.
And if you look at the record,
Yo, what
this
up,
team
Big?
is the strongest team of Stage 3. The top teams that you expected to be in that place have either
This was peak ATP as an OWL fan, chat, to be a bit of a boomer. This is when I thoroughly enjoyed supporting a team the most in my life of watching OWL. Right here. Kareev, baby. And there's our guy, Custa.
And there's the man we were highlighting before.
Big acquisition for Stage 3. Big difference maker. Big leader. And there's my favorite guy ever. There he is, Brady.
Custa must be so happy. I mean, this is a man that just jumped ship before the explosion hit the water, it got in the life vest,
An action
and
movie.
swam all the way to LA and is now out and about loving life.
A long swim.
I mean, this guy's like...
Yeah, Penguin, it's a fun time. You hear the wings out chants as well.
This is the squad. They always come out with these guys in Anubis. I'm expecting big things.
Oh, man,
And the
I
shields
love
up.
it. Everyone's chanting, everyone's going nuts.
Oh, Hydration Man! I remember Hydration Man. That guy was funny.
I don't even think I need to do anything more to hype
I
up
love how the
this
crowd is like divided too, like by which part of the stage their team is sitting on. It's awesome. This is peak OWL esports, stuff like this, chat.
You know how it is. Mitch Leslie here with Matt Morello. Not only a city divided, Matt, but an arena divided as well today.
Did I ever get the chance to meet Agilities? No, I did not. I wish.
Out there, the Gladiators fans cheering like nuts, the Valiant fans as well. This is going to be a very close match, though. The Valiant, I think, have been a surprising team here in Stage 3. Obviously, a lot of changes that came in before this stage began, but they're putting it together in a nice way.
And we're starting with what else but removed game mode. 2CP, Temple of Anubis.
In terms of their previous sort of record on them.
I also miss the green Valiant. The blue is trash, don't at me.
Actually won at Series 4-0, but
Green was so much better. Especially the dark green in Season 2. Oh my god.
They beat them 4-0 last stage, but much has changed with the green and the gold since then.
I'm wearing my Agilities jersey, if you couldn't tell.
Turn 18. We talked so much about Sinatra and Super as Space has made a big impact. So you can see the teams.
I could have worn my Season 1 jersey, but I was feeling the Agilities jersey.
You're most likely going to see a lot of teams set up early.
Technically, it's an arcade. Well, yeah, that's true. Fair point. The classic dive meta. Valiant are running a very typical setup of Anubis during this time. Saw a lot of Orisa with Widow and Junkrat. This was like a staple defense comp on Temple of Anubis, and for a lot of 2CP maps in general. A staple point A defense comp right here. And Gladiators are doing what most teams did, you know? Don't even try the Widow duel. Invest full dive to try and go after the Widow or one of these guys up on high ground. And you see, like, they boosted Fate up on the high ground there, I think with a Mei wall. Usually that was the strat. Because, like, Sim TP wasn't a thing yet. Well, the one as we know it. Surely Immortals will handle things well in the future, right? Surely. And then good dive here. They got custom. That's the one you need. Easy dive from Gladiators to start. He's one of the best players, maybe not in skill, but in likability. Yeah, you get it, Petal. That's facts right there. That's facts. So that was a clean 1 minute approach. I remember when Bishu had to translate Korean to English so they could dive with Fissure. Yeah, that's the advantage of having a guy like Bishu who's fluent in both languages. Really helped. Because, yeah, Fissure didn't really know much English. Fun fact. He had never been on a Western team before. Also, Brady with a little double kill there. You love to see it. What the hell is Junkrat doing in these comps? Tank busting? Junkrat was really, really strong during this time period. He just did a lot of damage. And, like, behind an Orisa shield, plus the D.Va to cover him, you could just get a lot of value with it. Like, it could be really hard to engage through dives and stuff on point A. Like, the chokes and stuff, like, getting through those chokes with all the spam was, like, devastating. A Jill with a little 3K, that's my boy, favorite player ever. Yes, sir. This was one of the Junkrat maps. This was probably, I'd argue this might have been the best Junkrat map in Season 1. Teams ran him consistently, attack and defense.
You have Dragon Blade, you have both support ultimates, but it won't really matter that much, right? Because Karib has his Transcendence, Custa has his Valkyrie.
So Houston's the best team with Jake, right? I mean, at first they were. Damage boosted Junkrat, classic.
Hydration has a Dragon Blade, but they definitely need the Tracer here to make use of the space that Fissure and Bishu would like to try and...
Yeah, 2CP during the time was very Junkrat heavy. Junkrat with the Orisa was good, but also Junkrat was just more powerful. He was a bit more buffed, I feel like, at this time. Especially like stage 1 when people were just starting to use the double concussion mine. It was crazy.
Gets moved away, but he does jump back onto the point. Fissure definitely fancied a bit of a head-to-head fight, but he wasn't going to be given it. Hydration's forced to use the deflect here just as the grenades come.
Hydration has a chance here, you know, kind of just waiting for Karib to use his Transcendence. He's being patient, looking to get soon, gets him.
The trace is down. Oh no, Riptide's been removed. Fissure gets it with the self-destruct, and now the Gladiators are in a good position to set up and pressure the point. Right now, the back
it's nice not seeing Brig, yeah, true. Because then you could play dive and it was fun. Remember when Brig came in stage 4 and you just had to completely change how you played the game? Crazy. Hydration did a good job with patience there, but the Valiant's dive was just better. Kind of sad this would be Valiant's best season. Yeah, but what a good season it was. Won a stage title, second best record in the league. I mean, at least they had some kind of special moments. Some teams never had any special moments. Sad as the Valiant are as a franchise and what they've become, at least they had some kind of peak. Some teams never had a peak. Man, I love Fate. Same. Fate was one of the best main tanks in OWL back then. Easily a top 5 main tank. One of the most consistent Winston and Orisa players. Very, very strong. I think most people would say he's maybe like 4th best. And then Big Goose, oh, tragic Big Goose. Yeah, Valiant were #1 in the Pacific Division. 2nd best record in OWL, only behind alexyOWL. A 27-win season back then. Feels strong, man. And now you can stagger Bishu. Hydration also went to Sombra. Glads were one of the teams to do that. There were a few teams. It was like Glads and Shock that would run some Sombra here. Because back then you could get ult charged by hacking the health packs. So you could farm EMP pretty quickly. Although at this point in Stage 3, they might have gotten rid of that. I don't remember entirely. But still, you know, hacking that under health pack was very big. That health pack control on this map specifically is pretty nasty. So, I mean, if you remember, Glads had like 6 minutes and they're already down to 2.5. They get a tick there for free, which is nice.
Could be big when he drops on the ground and no one's affected by it. However, Fate has been removed from the fight already and both Mercies have gone for the Valkyrie. There's extra healing. Good self-destruct in, but Kareem and Agilities take cover and the Junkrat returns to the fray. 2 ticks though for the Gladiators here. They've got a huge advantage and now
EMP comes out, but Kareem, good discipline with the Transcendence.
Transcendence is still used by Kareem. He avoids an EMP. He can use that ability, but Fish is getting aggressive and now the Primal Rage to seal the deal. Kareem is splattered against the spawn door. And the
Fissure is just buying a lot of space here. Oh, Shaz had to use Transcendence there. Oh my god, the triple kill by Brady. Yeah, this one's stealth had a time limit. This is when Sombra was not very good. Crazy thing about the fact that Vegas Eternal has won more titles than Philly Fusion. I mean, Valiant have also won more. I mean, think about all the funny teams that basically did nothing but somehow won a title. They all have done more than Fusion, technically. You guys seen they're adding passive healing to all heroes next season? I heard something about that. I didn't read totally into it, but if that's a thing, that's dumb.
That rip tire saves the day though, and that's why Junkrat is so powerful here on point B.
Oh yeah, you're probably right, Pedal. Fate was probably top 4. I don't know why I was saying top 5. He was definitely a top 4 main tank in Season 1.
Big Goose now, trying to avoid soon. He took him down a half health with 1 clip. Notes the location, of course. Shore4 is trying to just prod around the side. Now Bishu's a little bit low on health. Fisher chunked on down. And now she's looking for Shore4. It's going to be pretty much a retreat here for the Gladiators. They lost hydration.
Look how vulnerable Brig is nowadays. Teams probably would have been able to capitalize on overextending. Yeah, if Brig was balanced heading into the beginning of this season, or when she came out at this point in 2018, yeah, it wouldn't have been as bad, but she was just so overly broken when she first came out. Nah, Mono definitely wasn't the best main tank in Season 1. Yeah, if Brig was balanced, it would have been better.
But Soon is feeling very comfortable. You can see the Bishu didn't even have the time to try and pressure him down. He just backed away. Now he has Chas for free. Goes for it.
Good dives by Valiant here again. Big Goose, the res. Oh, yeah. And there you go. Crazy hold by Valiant. The heroics of agilities. He had so many big tires, I feel like. Yeah, if only Brig was balanced.
Agilities has got plenty of them. Big pulse bomb. Fisher doesn't even touch the ground before he's taken out. 93% capture progress on the second point.
Woof. Crazy hold by Valiant. That's how you. That's really impressive because Glads won first fight.
Fisher and Gesture and Gamsu.
Who do you think would have won Coach of the Year in 2018? New York's coach, for sure. They won 34 games or whatever it was. I love this too, dude. The chanting, man. How passionate the fans look. I miss this.
All the way into the back by the arches. He forces out Valkyrie so far away. Big Goose is basically using it all the way by the arches. And he's able to kill both supports and then work his way back to the point. Just a really heads-up play, knowing both supports are coming off spawn. You knew that one of them had an ult coming back in. He's able to force it out.
Agilities with a Herculean performance on the Junkrat.
Although, unironically, some people might have said Krusty was Coach of the Year back then. Because Boston won way more games than they were supposed to. However, he did leave the team after Stage 3, and that might take away from it a bit.
Not exactly subtle.
I'm surprised we didn't see the Gladiators stay with dive a little bit longer. Stay with Trace.
See, now it's gonna be the Glad's turn to do the same strat.
Be successful against that Junkrat comp on point B. They've just kind of forced the Junkrat into that back right corner. You know, imagine you're looking from the attacker's point of view. that back right corner, they dive right onto the Junkrat right
Agility's KD as Junkrat increases by 56% when he plays the Gladiators. That is absurd.
This is considerable. Agility's his KD increasing by 56%, by almost 1. So, you know, kill to death ratios for a lot of DPS players are fairly close to 1, maybe 2 at the most. So Agility's is getting a huge amount on top of that.
Some teams still don't.
I think that's an understandable opinion to have. Jidoja, sorry if I mispronounced that. I can understand that. In my opinion, it was just Jonek was doing things on Zen that no one else was doing. He was doing things that no one had ever even seen before on support.
This is a very different setup.
He got it pocketed a lot, but it wasn't always the case, you know. See, this is what I was talking about before with the Junkrat just being like a pain in the neck. Going through the choke, like, Soon couldn't even make it through. Like, the damage boosted Junkrat, another kill somehow. I don't even know how.
And it might force them to go onto something like a Genji Widowmaker composition.
So this is what you wanted to play if you're the Gladiator.
It's Korean for leadership.
Who is
Good to
going
know.
Switch to Widowmaker here? Would be Soon, and then you lose your Tracer unless Agilities has played.
So Valiant want to try and mimic what Gladiators did on their engagement. You know, you're matrixing, you have to use Bubble there, you're kind of a victim of the spam here. Hydration almost has a tire.
Genji Widow's terrible on the attack here for the Valiant to respond to this composition. Right now,
The Glad still the difference is they're playing at the low ground rather than that top spot like Valiant did.
Would you triple DPS here if you're the Valiant and have Curry play Widow and keep your Genji Tracer?
Soon's playing a dangerous game here.
Yeah, you do give up
The League sneaky Tracer. He's playing a dangerous game.
most important ultimate on the side of the Valiant. That transcendence. Soon be sure for Widowmaker getting pressured down. Soon not giving too much of a line of sight there, but oh, that's a big hit. It's forced his recall now, and he could be in trouble. Soon has to back away.
Oh, double dink.
Next Tuesday, and that's sure for now with a chance to breathe and set up once more.
You know, we ran some of the numbers on Watchpoint this week, and sure.
Yep, I'd agree with you. 2018 and 2020 is when the rivalry was good. That's when they had their close games. Correct. Jonek is the only player to win MVP at support.
Getting good at this hero, and he's made a big difference.
Didn't you say around this time you're annoyed anytime Valiant subbed in KSF? Yeah, because unironically, they'd lose whenever they subbed him in. Like, they'd always lose that map without fail. Also, I don't know how Fate didn't get hit there. It's crazy. Oh, there goes half a Space's health bar.
Is the best right now, the most optimal on this map. You give the Widowmaker a bit more freedom, a bit more protection.
Window of opportunity here, though. You did
Again, the spam. It's just nasty.
As I say that,
The game was so much more dumbed down, but I loved it like this, man. I don't care what anyone says.
You play Widow on attack here, the only thing that can really threaten you is the enemy Widow. And Surefall wouldn't have a shield to hide behind. He'd be forced to drop down. So there it is. Fate tries to go in, but he was on his own. The entirety of the Valiant is still sitting.
Tracking this map could be very annoying.
Thus far.
it's just a smart game plan here from the Gladiators.
What do you think of the quick play hack thing where shake up high-level player, destroy the balancing? Probably destroy the balancing, knowing how badly these changes usually go. I haven't tried it yet, though. I haven't really looked that much into it, so I can't give you an honest opinion. Poor Space. The goofy Season 1 comps are so much nostalgia. Yeah, exactly. Like the Widow Tracer, the Genji Tracer. Oh, Kareev. Valiant layer their support ults. That is not good. That is the worst thing you can do. I hated when teams did that in Season 1. You're never supposed to layer your support ults. You never use Trance and Valk at the same time. That is like the golden rule. Oh, the dash!
The Shurikens find their mark and followed up with a switch strike. That's all they'll get. Nothing else. 25 seconds left in the round. And the Valiant have not countered this composition from the Gladiators properly at all.
Base was only on LA teams in his AL career. Yep, that's true. Technically Silk Thread as well, who we're going to see a bit later in this series. Now Valiant are in grave danger. Shaz still has a Transcendence for Blade. You're running into a Riptire. All odds against you. You get one. There's the Trance, and there it is. Surefour just tears up the rest. I wish we got to see Saya player on like a good team. I very much wish we got that. because of how skilled he was on Widow.
What have you seen?
I wish he joined a better team in Season 1, honestly.
Impressive hold from the Gladiators there on point A. Hydration with a big rip tire.
Technically, Silk Thread was on Chengdu, but, like,
And with Transcendence available
he didn't even get close to the beginning of the season, so I don't know how much I count that.
There it is, a Junkrat and a Widowmaker with not much pressure on them is going to be very, very hard to break through. The
And look at this. Oh, advertisement. Okay.
Phones were so different back in
So,
the day.
skip that. Back when, like, the graphic screen used to be so clean, like, they have the stat card, they have the map stuff, they'd advertise the all-access pass. This was a good time to be alive, man. Silk Thread was on Chengdu is what we were saying, technically. He was there before the season started, but then left.
especially for this series that is not the strongest.
Historically, not
yeah,
good.
historically not good. They did look very good though in map number 1. I want to talk a little bit about the Valiant DPS though. Agilities versus Soon. Obviously, Soon played a lot of Tracer and Widowmaker.
Agility's dominated. He had 15 final blows.
Genji, but you can see how much damage Agilities was able to put down there in map number 1. It's good for 32% of overall team damage.
Okay, so next is Numbani. This, chat, is probably one of my favorite individual maps that happened on the Valiant's history. We get to see some nasty stuff from Bunny here. Pay attention to our guy, Bunny. He was a really good Tracer in Season 1. He doesn't get enough credit. I still don't know why Dynasty traded him. I always thought he was a better Tracer than Munchkin. I just know that Munchkin was like an in-game leader for Dynasty. That's like the only thing I can think of. Bunny was so good at Tracer. Not like top tier, but I think a tier below it.
You imagine there's going to be a ton of pressure on his Widowmaker.
He opts for that one. We also know that, you know, with hydration, we've seen hydration in this map in the past. He's now been taken out of that one. So, yeah, we expect, you know, both Asher and Bunny to be pretty much set in their ways. I think as you sort of pointed out.
Oh, also Asher. Oh my god, Asher's playing too. Is that what Uber just said?
As we know. Again, let's keep an eye on the tanks here because dive is going to be very important for attackers on this map.
Oh, Fleta, yeah. That was like my dream DPS lineup, to see Fleta and Prophet on the same team. I think it could have worked, because Fleta could play hit scan. They could have figured it out. Okay, so Asher is in the game. It's going to be Asher Surefour, baby. That means they're not gonna, they're gonna sacrifice, well actually no, Surefour could play some Genji. They could still play Surefour on Genji. You can play Surefour in the 76, Genji, Widow. It gives you a lot of options here. Also, this is a classic 76 map, chat. Numbani was a 76 map. Yeah, I agree. Seoul Dynasty managers and coaches were an absolute meme back then.
Can't get in position to do anything. So it starts here. Bishu sits up here and he will dive across to the left once Surefour pops out.
Yeah, Asher is in the game though. Rare Asher appearance. Another pretty underrated Tracer player. Although what's weird is when Gladiator started to peak, they just stopped playing like Tracer at all. They really embraced being that not Tracer team. It was like them in Dallas. Glads didn't have that elite Tracer that would have helped them a lot, I feel like, as much as I like Asher. He was never elite. Space was incredible in Season 1. Him and Fate were one of the best tank lines in the league.
High ground to the Gladiators doesn't seem to matter at all. They're playing this war of attrition, this grind out fight. Not so bad so far, but now with Bunny sticking Bishu and removing the Diva from
the Bunny
situation.
Fate dive.
Fate's
dead though.
Who's low? Great Discord orb usage there by Shaz to remove the tank. It is a tactical visor. The Valiant have to get ground. They cannot peek into this now.
The Big Goose Ryan. Oh, there's that one game where Big Goose played DPS though. Anyone remember that? When Hydration played Lucio and Big Goose played DPS? And like Shaz. Good times. Shaz played some DPS too from time to time. This Glad's team was wild.
It's quite a defensive push for the Gladiators, isn't it? Really quite passive. Like you try and set Surefour up with a pocket heal and Shaz next to him, and then your main tank's on the point. And you try and bait people to jump on a 76, and you sort of collapse from the point.
Like I remember Shaz, it was like on Volskaya defense played Genji or something like that. And then there's that Ilio strat they ran where they had Big Goose play like Sombra and Hydration was on Lucio. Good times, man. Good times. DP cooked hard. Also, the Surefour cast, man. Oh, man, what a classic. Surefour was a pretty beastly cast. Interesting you just get off the 76, though. 76 was really good here.
But if he gets a chance to get that flash out, he's going to be feeling
Yo, what up, Mir?
Right now, you can see
Welcome.
he's in a very conservative position. He doesn't want to go too deep. Great response by Fisher here as well. Primal Rage knocking away the main tanks.
Good work by Shaz, delay the trance. Probably didn't need it, though.
And the Gladiators are unscathed after that last dive. Now it's their chance to fight back.
Oh, back when Remake didn't kill you instantly.
From space over the top. Space trying to get back in his mech. Asher gets him weak, but you have to back out here.
Good play by Asher. Clean.
It's going to be a spawn advantage here for the Gladiators. Maybe able to make something out of this.
The second attempt at the dive from the Valiant worked.
I said yes, Mir. Ah, there it is. Agility's baby, damage boosted blade.
Agility seems to have rummaged around in his toolkit and found it. Produced it with a flash.
Which Tracer player is the most underrated in Season 1 era? I think probably Bunny or Asher, personally. The two that you see on your screen right now.
And I would say with Agilities and Bunny in the game, like this is their more explosive of the two combinations they can put
Logix was also a really good Tracer. Season 1, but he played on Florida, so didn't really get much love.
Tough task at hand, right? As McCree try to withstand the punishment from these two players.
You have to be very sneaky now, Bunny. Can't get too close to McCree unless he gets flashed. There's the dead eye.
Oh, sniped.
That wasn't supposed to happen at all.
Bunny and Asher, two people added to my unknown owl players list. Yes. Two people only played this first year. I mean, Bunny was technically on the Season 2 Valiant, but got released. He wasn't playing. This is a really nice collapse by Glads.
The Gladiators are really starting to rock on now, and it's just space on the point. There's no stopping the Gladiators as they'll take seconds.
It was a great use of Primal Rage there from Fisher. As soon as Kareem pops Transcendence, he's able to just dash him so far away. It actually forced the rest of the Valiant to just dive in way too deep.
You're missing out, Mir. Season 1 and Season 2 were amazing.
Last kills to finish it off. So, usually A to B.
That's why I'm glad to have you here, so you can witness history. You witness the fun history of OWL, because this is when OWL was the most hype, at least statistically. In my opinion, the most hype in general, but I know a lot of people hate on it because of the skill level. Oh, you know, played with a bunch of plumbers back then and all that nonsense that people always say, but I don't really care. I think Season 1 was awesome.
You see McCree getting a lot of play here in Stage 3 when Mercy comes
Damn, Mir. So what you're telling me is you didn't play the game when it was the most fun. Oh yeah, Snilla was another underrated Tracer. Absolutely. Surefour somehow keeps getting these Deadeye kills, and I don't know how. The Season 1 crowd was incredible. So much life. It makes it so much more fun than watching games online. Makes me wish we always had this setup. They're thinking Bunny with Zarya on Valiant during Goats only for Kareev to take up DPS again. Yeah, that's Coach Moon cooking.
Because if you get people at like 30 meters in game, and they're not sure whether they go forward or back, McCree just starts pounding them with a peacemaker.
Amir didn't play when you could do whatever you wanted. It was fine doing it, yeah. Yeah, Agilities is my favorite player, yeah. In our era, it's Viper.
Usually, though, he struggles to deal with a Winston and Diva or a Tracer and Winston. So, two divers here to McCree, he'll need peel. But that's what
premature Valk there from Custa. Glads can just be patient, that's fine.
And of course, his Zenyatta and Mercy combo. So, the Gladiators now, right now, aren't sure how to proceed. They're just setting up at least. The payload isn't...
This is the Bunny map, though. Bunny's gonna do some crazy things on this map, chat. Just wait. Just give it some time. Not here, but just give it some time. I wish Shui was given a second chance. Dude, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time, Shui. That London DPS line in Season 3 was something. They had a lot of young and interesting players. Glister, Shui, although, Babel. Your biggest letdown in all history? Mine's Grio. For me, it's probably either like Roar or Miro or Flower. For biggest letdown, one of those three.
I think you'll be able to see Surefour get a little bit of extra pressure on those supports. Maybe it'll make life easier for the rest of his team.
Sanguinar deserved another chance. He was low-key really good in Season 3 for London. One of their best players. Oh, the hack. Oh yeah, I forgot Surefour would play some Sombra for Glads as well. Glads really liked their Sombra. Roar's at least okay good in Season 2. Yeah, then it all fell apart. He wasn't elite, and I think that's my problem. He was expected to be elite, and he was not. The blade! Oh, I remember this part. Agilite gets a crazy kill here. He somehow wins the 1v1 against Surefour. I don't know how he won that. Mira was a tragedy for real. Stout defense by Valiant. Oh, back when you could swap onto any hero to get back to point. Shaz going to the Soldier.
At that point, he's hacked. So usually when you have a hacked Genji going up against a Sombra,
Miro, yeah. M-I-R-O. Miro.
For that Sombra. So something had to go sideways there for sure. For not able to pick that up.
I believe Agilities was standing over a hacked health pack, so he couldn't have even picked that up. That's what I thought might have given him the edge there.
Not you, Mir. You're the
It's a
GOAT.
clutch situation. Again, Genji can offload a large amount.
OG was a tragedy. Always starts the season well, then falls off. True. Oh, here's the replay. Like, Agility should be dead to right here. Sure, but I don't know why Surefour translocated there. What was he thinking?
Surefour really wanted to chase him down there.
Why would he could have just played around health pack, man? That was silly.
It's what you. It's like Agility is one of the more fun players to watch, at least in my opinion, in the league. Like, you can just see how mechanically skilled he is on heroes like Genji, and being a younger player in the league.
Yeah, Agilities was very young at the time. A lot of untapped potential.
Whether it be 76, we've seen his Pharah be pretty good, a pretty good Roadhog as well. I think he's a player with a huge amount of upside.
Yeah, Agilities was so good at Genji and Hog and Pharah back then. In my opinion, he was top tier Pharah in Season 1. Sag. He was so good at winning the rocket duels, the Pharah air duels. I don't know how he hit so many of those mid-air shots. It was nuts. I loved watching like him and Fleta play Pharah and Libero. Good times. Flex DPS play was so much more fun back then. Back when like projectile was more of like a viable role. Good times. Back when you could actually play projectile. Feel strong, man.
Usually, when we saw Bunny, it was.
You remember Clockwork or Bacon Jack? Of course. Taro Cookie, yeah.
They must have really liked what they saw with Bunny, and now they kind of got the idea of, okay, we'd like to see what it's like with Agility's playing Genji. Agility's already up to 40% on Dragonblade.
Brady is farming a blade. He's already 60%. It hasn't even been 30 seconds. 72%. 75 to a blade. It's been 30 seconds. God, ult charge was so OP back then. Brady already has a blade. It was less. That was a less than 40-second blade charge. Jesus Christ.
And that's the positioning you wanted out of Bunny, to get behind enemy lines, because
is it a coincidence that Jonas got better after the in-and-out incident? Maybe.
Individual style. He's always kind of by himself, lurking, not really going to play around his tanks too much.
The anti-AKM blade. What's up, Adam? Rascal played break for Shock and Goats. Although Architect played a couple games in the early season, but Rascal is the main guy. It's like if Glads can recontest, I mean, you're gonna have tank ults here, Surefour will have a visor, you have a chance.
He doesn't know who's up on the high ground. Ash is up there. He's forced to recall early, and now it's on for young and old. The Valiant's still looking very good.
Big Goose! He's hunting him, Bunny! Bunny was a very aggro tracer. He's probably one of the most aggressive tracer players in the league. This dude was non-stop. He hit the go button. Brady almost has another blade.
It'll be the Valiant who take point A.
So the difference here is that the Valiant actually, instead of the Gladiators who play
Enjoying the good old times with you. The Valiant are up in all-time matches. I think so. Or it might be like tied. I always forget.
Similarly to the Gladiators.
Because like Valiant won 3 of the first 4, then Gladiators won a bunch in a row.
There for the Valiant. They had agilities and fate go in to get those 2 early kills. Look at this guy. He's like Soon 2.0. We talk about Soon always having to flank and be sneaky and cheeky.
It was like 3-1, then Gladiators tied at 3-3, and then they were up 5-3. No, I think Gladiators have it. I think they won the all-time series like 5-4, I want to say. I could be wrong there, but I believe they won 5-4. A Jill with another double. Let's go. My boy popping off. Prime Brady. I miss him. I got robbed of seeing Agility's part 2 on the Valiant. I freaking hate Immortals for that. I'll never forgive them for that. Agil is back on the team 2021. They're like, psych, we're moving to China. We hate you.
It's very difficult to stop that. Dragon Blade, a very powerful ultimate ability. It forces the other team to invest a lot of their support ultimates just to combat it. And even
oh wait, I'm forgetting Valiant also beat them in a stage playoff game, though. I forgot about that. I think technically they're tied then. Yang Zhao long underrated. I haven't heard that name in a long time. Adam, yeah, Adam got screwed as well.
Agilities dives in just to seal the deal, and Shaz is no more. Granted, Matt, he didn't have any Transcendence to use there, but he's still a big threat. 1-for-1 trade in the course of the fight. It's been a very slow
So Valiant technically won 4 of the first 5. Then Glad's ripped off 4 in a row. And then Valiant won last year. Valiant also cost them to not make the 2023 playoffs. Yeah, that was revenge for losing 4 straight to them.
Los Angeles Valiant, 4 minutes left.
Valiant always being a thorn in Gladiator's side somehow. Honestly, as an old Valiant fan, it kind of warms my heart to see that. Even though at that point I didn't care. Just something about it, you know, something about the rivalry. If there was one team I didn't like to do well, it was probably Gladiators, just because of that rivalry. The pride in me. I didn't care that much, though. Because I liked a lot of their players, Gladiators. Dev update just said tanks and DPS are getting nerfed version of support passive. Yikes. They don't need it.
Granted, not as quick as it used to be when you gained ultimate percentage from health packs being hacked and used. But it's all well and good just to let a fight be over. But if Shawfall's good enough, he can have one in the next fight if he's proactive in terms of harassing the backlines and getting the charge up. He's hacked agilities.
You're going to be able to kind of alternate these, though, right? If you can get by for the Gladiators of using 1 support...
Hoxel and Bumper. God.
Probably have an EMP plus 1 support ultimate. It puts the Valiant in a really tough spot trying to go through his choke.
Yeah, go kind of crazy for flanker heroes.
Back up for a moment. You see he's now back to full. But for that second, there was a window, an opening. Shawfall's going to go into EMP here, just looking to try and pick up some kills. For some reason, perhaps Kareem thought he had the EMP. He goes for the Transcendence. Now, defensive use of that one.
You forced... Okay, that's actually a pretty good value, Blade. You forced a lot of stuff out with that.
For the Dragon Blade to cut through. It was blunted now on an extra durability that the Gladiators had. With Asher being brought back to life, there's a man disadvantage for the Los Angeles Valiant. But they found Big Goose and Shaz.
Somehow Space and Fate are turning this, though? How is this happening?
They needed to pick up and respond.
The carries, the best part of the Valiant, and Kareem just casually killing everything.
This is huge momentum now with the Los Angeles Valiant.
You see a lot of mercy play. It's going to be a Valkyrie that comes.
You hear the wings out and the shields up.
Sugarboard does have an EMP. That's why you see the Valiant. They're only pushing the cart with 1 player. They don't want everybody to get hit with this big EMP.
The EMP is nice.
Asher and Fate are actually affected by it, but it's still enough to remove the Winston from the equation.
Don't DPS like get the reload thing?
Fate's a big caller on this team, and Fisher found
They get like faster reload after a kill, right?
Nicely done.
And the stagger on Space, that's nice.
Space will be staggered for a couple of seconds, which is frustrating at this point in the game.
Yeah, they're just gonna tickle him a little bit.
There you go. Stomped him.
Agility is getting closer.
Seeing agilities on Soldier is so cursed.
To go to 76 here. But you need to get Bishu demech. Bishu will have a self-destruct to stay alive a little bit longer.
Favorite match of all time, Runaway versus Reunited in Apex Season 1. Honestly, I don't think I've ever watched that one. I'll have to go back and see it myself. I want to watch some Apex matches at some point. We're gonna do that. I'm not letting anything be off the table with this type of streaming series. We'll get to it all. It's Ambitious Bomb by Bishu. I mean, you forced actually, that bomb ended up forcing support ults. Brady just got a... Oh, never mind. I was gonna say a handful of nothing with that visor, but somehow kills Asher.
Shorefire trying to go to the backline, but he used the translocator into the blast of the self-destruct. Now Bishy's trying to make amends and trying to stall out some time, but he's going to get pulse bomb. The burst damage is too much for him to deal with. There it is, Bishy down. Kareem removes him with a headshot, and now Asher's looking to try and get into the backline. And the payload, it's moving forward. There's no one there for
that EMP. Surefour gets another EMP. Such a clutch EMP by Surefour. But it ain't over yet. It's looking dire for Valiant, but the pocket can't do anything. Fisher overstayed his welcome. Here comes Bunny. It's time. How is Brady alive? There it is. There's one. There's two. Kills Big Goose when he used ult. 3, 4, 5. 5 kills for Bunny, and they clutch it. Woo! The clutch of the century by Bunny. Kills 5. What a monster play. It's one of the best Bunny plays ever, for sure. Woo!
He just mows down everybody there towards the end. Absolutely incredible tracer play from him, picking up the kills, avoiding the self-destruct, able to stay alive.
Unreal. That was looking so good for Gladiators, and Valiant managed to turn that.
This is a game of inches. It's the little things, the 1%ers. Agility's made such a massive difference, and the 76 pick-offs towards the end were very important. I'm going to go pass out for a bit, and we go to halftime. What a match this has been so far, LA.
Bunny was good in Valorant. That's cool. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, this is Gladiator? Oh, this is Valiant Comms. You know, these are some pretty clean comms. They're not cluttered at all. I'm impressed. Those were some damn good comms from Valiant.
Sour Patch Kids. Sour, sweet, gone.
I see the Bunny Tracer stats from that round. 14 final blows, 35 elims, 7 deaths. Pretty nice. And how about Brady's damage on Genji? 14k damage. 29 and 3 on Genji. My god. Back when kids knew that Overwatch was a game. Okay. Off. And shout out to the halftime show. Look at this.
Widowmaker. But what the Valiant want to do is they want to pin
Sag.
somebody.
Okay,
So
let's keep going.
Side. She's going to be able to go this way and alongside the rest of the squad.
Yo, it's Malik.
Right up in this matchup between the Valiant and the LA Gladiators, 1-1. And yo, I gotta say, this has been the loudest that the Blizzard Arena has been since I started.
I don't really know that much about Valorant. I just occasionally check in to see how Carpe and Sai are doing.
I'm wondering going into the second match if the Valiant are going to use, or the Gladiators rather, are going to use their super.
Just a random Shock jersey. Shock fan in the crowd.
A couple of lines of input on how they can overcome
Old Shock jerseys. They were so much cleaner.
We'll find out soon.
Old Shock jerseys with the orange and like the gray sleeves. Those were really clean. Kind of wish I had one of those, not gonna lie.
Thank you very much, and welcome back to the Blizzard Arena, one that's been painted equal parts purple and green gold.
Yeah, Patty and Sooner in Valorant. This is true. T1's looking pretty good going into this year. I'm glad to hear that.
Valiant at least back in that previous permutation. Now it's different.
I'm not into Valorant. Oh, there it is. Silk Thread, my guy. Oh, I remember this. This is like a battle of the friendships. Agilities and Silk Thread are like really close friends, and they're about to have a Pharah battle on Ilios. Back when teams played Pharah on Ilios, man.
Silk Thread gives them the option to still play some of the stuff
So
that you would have saw Hydration play.
you're gonna see Bunny come out because on Ruins, it's like an automatic Widowmaker play. You play Widow on Ruins. So in case you get Ruins, you gotta play soon for Widow. And then you're gonna play a Jill on Genji and Pharah and stuff.
That is also a possibility. Agility's still be in the lineup here for the Valiant. He's had a very good...
From what I've heard and seen, Saya's pretty damn good at Valorant, is he not? I don't know as much about Carpe, but I know that my guy Saya does pretty decent.
Just very quiet. And the only reason really that the Valiant managed to stave off the Gladiators for so long...
Oh, back when Flex supports had to play Mercy. Back when Lucio Mercy was a thing.
It's gonna be an airborne battle between Silk Thread and Agilities.
Man, such a simple time. I miss old Overwatch so much. It kind of blows my mind that it's almost been 6 years since this game's been played. 6 goddamn years, chat. At this point, it's been like a solid 5.5. Man. I mean, it was around this time 6 years ago. Or, well, yeah, 6 years ago that Overwatch League was starting.
He's not really too concerned with Agilities right now.
So here we go. We got Silk Thread versus Agil in the Pharah battle. They go back and forth. They have a bit of a back and forth here, I believe, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, but that's what my memory is telling me.
Two important picks for the Valiant in a 5v4 scenario. And now that it will push the Gladiators off the point. They lack the numbers to really contest, so they have to wait.
And usually you look at that first fight with the Pharahs, and the big thing is, it's like, okay, did any of the Pharahs die during that? No, none of the Pharahs took each other out or whatnot. And then you look at the damage numbers, right? Right now, Silk Thread doing more damage than Agility. Silk Thread
the stick. Back when Bomb annihilated your health bar as a tank.
Look at that from Fisher. That was so nice. He used the jump to get away. The bubble was put down so soon. Couldn't get that extra 100 damage you need.
Oh yeah, I agree with you completely, Evan.
Nicely done by here to stay alive in our space.
Old Overwatch was way more fun, but balance-wise, it sucked. And, you know, like, the level of play was worse as well. So did Glads sign Void in Stage 4? My memory's a bit hazy. It might have been Stage 4, although it might have even been the end of this stage. Shaz with the Mercy kill.
It's a big res on the Fate. He has Primal Rage, so he can extend the point in favor of the
Hang on, when did they sign Void? I'll tell you right now.
Soon, uses Pulse Bomb, uses Recall already, as the Valiant doing a very nice job extending this. Fade off to the side, finds Big Goose alone. Big play, takes out Big Goose, and he can trust Soon to stay alive on the point long enough.
Void joined the team on April 2nd, 2018.
Pharah's role on this map is often just to pound the enemy tanks more than the other.
Silk Thread, there it is. It stays alive and gets the midair. Nice.
The needle on Agility, straight up in his face. Somehow surviving that despite being very vulnerable using that barrage. His Pharah's looking very good.
When that res comes through on the Fate, when he has
okay, so this the Void signing had already happened, I believe, but they were still like incorporating him onto their team. I believe he was already on the team. It's just he was kind of getting comfortable with playing on a mixed roster. He might even play in this series, I don't remember. I remember back during this time, Bishu and Void split playtime a lot. Even though Void was really good. Also, I think Space just ate that. Bunny's a content creator for T1, and then Carpe and Sai are currently playing. Yeah, I know Carpe and Saya play together. I didn't know Bunny is a content creator. That's really cool. The beat by Big Goose. Costa doesn't have one. Good disciplined play there. Fisher still almost dies. Feeding on DPS Doom and destroying tracers on Brig were euphoric, but not very fun for others. Yeah. And then Agilities wins the air duel there.
The point still controlled by the Gladiator.
We missed that. Silk Thread and Agilities killed each other. They both hit each other with the first video rocket. And they
Very
both hit each
scrappy
other
at
with
this
the second.
point.
So it's like dark matter and normal matter. They just annihilated each other.
I think Void played a lot of Zarya in Season 1 for Gladiators. Like, on the more diva-centric stuff, you'd see Bishu a lot, especially because, like, the comms is better for comms and translation. But I distinctly remember Void playing a lot on the Zarya maps. He was, like, a really good Zarya player. King's Row, he played on not on Ilios, he played on Lijiang Tower a lot. Gladiators were really good at Lijiang. They pretty much won every single time they played that map. They're like undefeated or something crazy like that. Remember what? Oh! He wants it. He wants it. It wasn't the good idea, but he went for it. There was an attempt. Oh, space!
A big double self-destruct on Silk Thread and Fisher just after he was brought back into the fight. That was the edge the Valiant needed.
Back when bombs like got big kills a lot. Back when people didn't know what to do when a bomb came at your face. Feel strong, man. Oh, hi, Owl Guy. You're here.
Wait in the spawn so Kareev and him can get back to this pretty quick. Now the support advantage is going to be with the Valiant, right?
But yeah, remember when like certain teams like owned specific maps though, chat? Like Boston like never lost on Volskaya. Gladiators were disgustingly good at Lijiang. Shock went like a whole year without losing on Hanamura or something ridiculous like that. Fisher's living! Hi, Thaddeus. And Silk Thread. Wait, they C9. Wait. Hold up. Nah. He's in the air, he can't touch! Oh my god. That's so sad.
There was no boots on the ground for the Gladiators. And it will go to the Valiant there in that first round. I know, I feel you guys. I feel you guys. Valiant take the first round.
That's a tough one to lose.
That is brutal.
I don't even know if that catch is for a C9.
Oh, this is the bomb by Bishu?
Onto Agilities that you were talking
Oh no, it's the Bunny Blaster kill.
Takes him out on the way down. It's a very difficult play to pull off. It's, you know, I saw.
That's a tough C9 because had they not C9 there, I think Glads probably could have won that.
Right, a lot of teams are going to want Bishu. Very good off tank. You know, can translate mid game as well, which is something not many players can do.
Well,
it's really impressive.
To a large degree, he enables the team to take Korean pickups. And
Again, the Farah duel between close friends. Oh, I miss this so much. Seeing Farah on control was like so euphoric. The mid-air rockets, the barrages, like the Diva using the Matrix to give him cover. I would do anything to have this back.
And that's what makes him a high-value player. It's more than just meet the eye here in the Overwatch League quite often, ladies and gentlemen. Agilities.
Silk Thread.
He goes up over the edge. Silk Thread connected with him. And I've got to say, I'm very impressed with Silk Thread so far.
Silk Thread trying to beat his former team, popping off. I really think it's a damn shame that Silk Thread wanted to leave Valiant. Because he was a really good substitution player for Valiant. Like him, Agil, and Soon were a very good three-man team in Stage 1. Valiant were 7-3 in Stage 1. They just missed out on stage playoffs. But Envy was a toxic teammate, and Silk Thread wanted nothing to do with the team after that. It's unfortunate. Why is Silk such a satisfying word to say? It's a great question. Because like Silk Thread could play some hit scan and projectile. He played Pharah, he played Soldier, he played Genji, Tracer, he did a little of everything. I will also always dislike Envy. That guy is a terrible person. He got kicked off of like 3 different teams. Like he got kicked off Valiant for being toxic, and then Toronto for being toxic, and then Shanghai just didn't want him anymore. Because why would you? Maybe he might be the worst like teammate ever in OWL history. Like imagine getting kicked off 2 different teams for being toxic.
Pharah doesn't work out at the beginning.
That's pretty ridiculous.
Shaz gets instantly deleted. He had Fate and Soon jump right on top.
And then he made multiple people want to leave the... Oh, nice eat by Bishu. He made multiple people just want to get out. Oh, Fate! Fate with a nasty primal.
Again, can work a lot more. Doesn't have to worry about trying to go for this end. Who's his next target? Probably some tank damage.
Yeah, like Envy made Silk Thread want to quit, and then he made Stellar want to quit. Anyone remember Stellar?
The Valiant finally breaks back in, and heavily off the back of Soon and Fate.
You have to wait 2 weeks to change your name. God. But yeah, Stellar was like an important leader for Toronto Defiant in Season 2. And then he just wanted out. He like temporarily retired because of Envy. Would you press the button? 1 more year of GOATs, but Overwatch shows significantly better content and balancing for PvE. Yeah, sign me up, because I've already experienced GOATs. I can experience it again. I'm down. Let's just get it over with. I can suffer for a year. We've done that a lot in Overwatch. What's 1 more year gonna do?
Soon has a recall. He'll use it now, just for safety. It also lets him get an eye on where Shaz and Asher were hiding. And that'll be another 5-1.
The DMAC there at the end as well.
Seems like you can kind of take the fight away from the point as the team in control and try and
I love when the focus was to try and just ego duel the other Pharah. So good, man. I don't remember the reason he left Shanghai. I thought he was like an end of season pickup in season 2, and then they kind of just traded him in for Void. The stick. Soon, one of the sneakiest tracers around. There he is. Soon really was a special player. I'm really sad the situation that happened with Boston in, what was it, Season 4? With the visa stuff. I would have loved to see him play 1 more year. Him on Boston would have been such an interesting dynamic. I mean, they still would have been mediocre, but I would have liked that.
You're gonna have all 6 ultimates up here for the Gladiators.
So now this is like, okay, Glad should most certainly be winning this. 6 ults. Just press Q and win. Dude, Soon is just a monster. He's a nightmare.
Before the Gladiators can actually set up to fight in that close quarters environment. There's the trance. You can see it's up very high in the sky. Silk Thread, they're being targeted.
Oh.
With the self-destruct. That's the pick. Space goes down.
But I mean, you kill Space, so it's doable.
It was after Space got desuited, the Caduceus Blaster. We see some real
The barrage, though, gets 2.
Comes in from the top. He's like Santa. He's not the kind of guy you
He's like Santa. Uber. What a call by Uber. And somehow, Gladiators lose that with 6 ults. Gladiators choke this map severely. They C9 on well, and then they freaking lose with 6 ults on Lighthouse. That is wild.
For me, it's Space on that map. You know, we talked a lot about how Echo potentially the best off tank in the Overwatch League. Didn't really see a lot of competition for him. I think Space is making a pretty good case that he's right up there with Mecco as the best off tank in the Overwatch League. 21 limbs.
Let's go, Uber. Let's go, Mr. X. Back when Mecco was arguably the best off tank. Wow. Crazy.
Keep it locked to this channel. We'll be back now with map 4. It may be the final map. We'll see if the Gladiators can bring it back.
Soon was the only player who could make Trace work in the old Death Ball meta. Yeah, the old Death Ball meta. Good times. I liked the old Death Ball. That's when I was first getting into Overwatch esports, when it was relevant. Alright, now it's time for Junkertown, baby. Oh, yes. Now we get into some really silly antics. If you missed it, if you weren't here for my stream a couple weeks ago with London and New York, this was very typical to see this stuff. To see these types of wacky comps where you'd have your flex support play Hog, you'd run a single support, Widow-centric map, but also they'd play a lot of Junkrat. You have the pirate ship with the Bastion, Narissa. Surefour, big kill to start. That Surefour versus Soon rivalry. Remember the 7 of us were called the San Diego Hunters? We still are. What are you talking about?
Let him get to this corner, and that's where the Junkrat can really be problematic for that Bastion. You can start going over the buildings, getting some shots. You see agilities there.
The hook.
Getting down some shots. Shez is in a
Kareem was pretty good at Hog. Look at Kareem. There was no one there to help him. I feel like Mr. X was doing Fury a disservice with that statement. To be fair, at this time, London were very mediocre. This is when they started to have their dip in performance. Plus, Fury at the time hadn't always been the full-time starter. They played Huyal as well and stuff. Fury's definitely the better player, but I think a lot of where his hype came from was during the playoffs, this specific season. So we kind of catapulted his name a bit more. Fissure is so based in Season 1, making sure he never lost to London. Yeah, he didn't lose to London a single time. 3-0 against them. And then who can ever forget that Savage quote in that interview? He said, "Do you guys regret it now?" Like, so savage. That's part of the stuff that made Season 1 so magical. The storylines and like the trades and the trash talking, so good. The drama, like, there was so much going on with Season 1. There's a lot to unpack. Yo, Lotus, thank you for the $2. I appreciate it.
The payload's still moving. It was a decent fight for the Valiant. They're able to pick up a few kills.
Season 1 felt like an actual esport. It felt like an actual sports league. That's why it was the best, man. That's why it was the best. Agil gets a big kill there, but like, doesn't matter.
Look at the whole hog as well. This makes it a little bit hard for Shaz to get close enough to actually predict these rockets as well as he would otherwise like. So we just sort of take some pot shots from long range. Now we'll have to back away. Notice hydration and big use of playing.
Start to catch up on chat. Like my name, by the way. Oh yeah, perfect. Hear me out. The 7 of us hunters playing a Jackbox party game together. I'm down. Just let me know. Or if there's any tournament, you know, that'd be cool too. We participate in a tournament and we lose hard. So things are looking pretty dire here for Valiant. I mean, it feels like Gladiators should have won Ilios, so like it's tough that they're even down right now to begin with.
Shaz does die, so he will switch over to the Zen map. Yeah, Sherpa will play Tracer. You thought maybe he'd play
Thank you again, Lotus. I appreciate it. Too bad the season was long and it caused many burnouts. Yeah, that's the one downside to Season 1, player health. 40 games was just too much. A lot of people, like a lot of loved players, suffered badly. I just think about all the guys on Dallas alone. Shaz, and he was able to switch off of the Bastion quite happily. He only died once, and it was resurrected. Did the LA team split this last year for wins? I assume they played twice, but can't remember for sure. I think they only played once in 2023.
Yeah, Sherpa will go back to Tracer. Now this makes a little bit more sense. Didn't really make much sense when he was playing that Tracer. Now he can Big Goose pocket him. You can nail some of those shots from range. Because the Valiant don't exactly have a dive to put a ton of pressure.
Oh, Jill, dangerous game. I still find it so funny that this was a Junkrat map in Season 1. Because it's like, it feels like it should be such a bad map for him with all these sight lines, but he worked. He just worked. Oh, soon.
For now, just trying to angle back a little bit. This is a single DPS composition for the Gladiators. It's very durable.
Interesting bomb by Space.
Look how close this is. Agilities lets a Riptide go into the back
line.
Shawful again. It's his second snipe on a Riptide in this series so far, and he does it so well. He has to get away from Fate, but Fate now is kind of looking a bit silly. He has to take back to the high ground.
Gladiators were kind of underrated on this Orisa setup. Fissure was low-key okay at Orisa. Not as good as my guy Fate, but still pretty good.
The Valiant defense has not been good here at all, Mitch.
0.3 meters. Oh. Yikes. They had ults too.
The Los Angeles Valiant look very shaky, very uncertain, and entirely unwilling to take a head-on fight against the Gladiators right now. They give up so much space, and the map, there was like 2 minutes and 50 seconds still on the time bank. That is a blisteringly fast attack.
Fissure feels strong, man.
It's just a dominant pace from the Gladiators there.
Cracking.
I mean, right now, I mean, you know, you look at just kills, right? Final blows, 19-5 in favor of the Gladiators right now. They were not able to get really much of anything with the Widowmaker. And then I know the Riptires they were getting, right? The Riptires you needed to be big plays from Agilities to dislodge them off the payload, and they weren't able to get anything with them.
I mean, generally, it was a pretty tough one here for the Valiant. I mean, generally speaking, a pitiful damage output by comparison.
A pitiful damage output. Uber just with no restraint at all.
Valiant didn't have a lot of chances to set up. You know, Soon with one final blow, Space with 2. No one had more.
You know who really had a glow up? Kareev. He lost a lot of weight after season 1. Well, the first 2 years. Like, if you look at him now, he looks really good. He looks very healthy. Should I shave? Yes.
We'll see what the Valiant decide to run on offense.
Yo, Mr. Zedis. Agilities is your GOAT? Same, though.
Player who can obviously play a ton of DPS. He was a DPS player last stage. He can play Hanzo here. He can play Widowmaker. He can play
Shaz on the hog, baby. Let's go.
This is more likely a Hanzo just to Sonic array that first building, just so they don't get sort of early dove. Cheeky Junkrat trap.
Soon frags 32% more often when he plays Widowmaker against the Gladiators. My man stepped up for the rivalry battle. When Surefour's on the other side, my guy went off.
Cues of what heroes are in the spawn for the Valiant to give a little bit of an idea what's about to happen.
Fate just runs through the... Doesn't even bother looking if there's a trap or not. Just runs through it. Giga Chad. Gives Hydration a free 30%, because why not?
You don't hear the sound of it setting up, then you might actually just walk into it. Soon. That's a very wide peak. Does see this is Surefour. Yeah, look at that.
Surefour's feeling it right now. He's pressuring Soon well. I remember usually Soon would get the best of him in the Widow battle.
Hard to get the Bastion set up on the card.
Again, I guess the Bastion that gets a comp like this that plays.
You could do a 10 best players of all time vid? Probably at some point. Yeah, I'll get to it. When I'm in the mood.
Not looking so flash now. Fisher tried to fortify, but he'll be chased up. Surefour wants to cheekily wrap around the back, and Custer is in trouble.
The flank?
Oh,
Surefour.
He's gone! With the wind, and Surefour now is in a position to harass even further. Space has to commit to this Widowmaker. Surefour kind of fluffs that first grappling hook. He realizes he
Kareev's on Bastion.
It's too late.
It just casually kills
Kareev
3.
Huge performance there. 4 kills for him on this Bastion. And both teams have fallen foul to the old stage 1 Junkertown approach, Matt.
The throwback here on Junkertown.
The bottom like 3 to 4 teams had like 8 S tier tracers on it, ironically. Yeah.
You want to get those supports in. Discord, plus maybe a shot from Surefour, or well, let's see how Hydration goes with this Riptire, right? Agilities didn't really do much with his Riptires, didn't really get them off of the payload. Let's see if Hydration can be a little bit better.
This is kind of where you'd like to dive the enemy Bastion, but the Gladiators don't have a composition that allows for that at all. And you can see there that Space is keeping check on that window. He might just drive his mech into the Riptire again. Oh no, he doesn't quite get it though. Kareev down, that's exactly the play they needed. He just used tank configuration. That was when Kareev was going to be at his most powerful. And he's cut down.
I mean, that's not really true, Uber. Tank config, like, wasn't that good of an ult.
Where the tire was coming from, but Bishu actually follows the Riptire.
Hey, yo, Kareev's on Hanzo?
That's how they're able to get it so close to the payload. So nice play there between Bishu and Hydration.
Kareev was low-key a pretty nasty sniper, though. His Widow was pretty underrated for a support player. Although, to be fair, he technically was a DPS before becoming a support. But you get what I mean. Like, sneaky good Widow that you weren't expecting. He's playing Hanzo here, obviously, but yeah.
Now Kareev will play Hanzo here on offense, so.
I wonder when he'll go Zen.
Sniper here against the Gladiator setup. Hanzo obviously extremely good at bursting down some of these tanks. It's going to be difficult for Bishu and Fisher to stay alive. Fisher obviously does have that big Orisa barrier up top. It'll be Shaz who takes Soon out from range. That's going to force that.
Gotcha, Vulcan. Your secret's safe with me.
You have Valkyrie here for the Valiant.
It's like TSA right now. Surefour sees straight through. That's exactly what they're bringing into this next fight. There's a Riptire. Surefour gets it.
Damn, Brady.
Come on. Gonna have to wake up early in the morning if you want to sneak a Riptire onto this man's nose. Hold thrown in. Surefour not pulled in. So it'll be okay.
Nice.
Go down to that self-destruct. Transcendence being thrown.
Jazz caught in a trap.
Doesn't have a choice but to be stationary. He walked into a trap while using that ultimate. And Hydration now sends
Oh.
it. That's biggie by the Agilities and Fate. Hydration's getting it done. Agility's brought back to life. It's kind of like being brought back after an apocalypse and realizing the last person alive. Not great.
Hooper just had all sorts of jokes in Season 1. Good old scatterlog, yeah. Okay, now Crave swaps in.
Perfect placement. They also use the
He shot some pretty clutch bombs back in the day.
Okay, so you make some changes. They're going to go straight up dive here. They're going to try and get right on top of Surefour up on that high ground. You did reset yourself in terms of ultimate.
True. True, old guy, true.
Soon, Kareem, and Agilities.
I did not like this composition.
Junk was commonly played because he was unironically good.
They need to make it work now. It's a different map.
He did a lot of damage. There are certain maps where he was just part of the strat, like Junkertown. 2CP was a bit better for him, just because, like, getting through the chokes, you could do a lot of damage and stuff. But, like, you can, like, sit behind the shields, like, you have a lot of cover with both tanks. Junk was just good.
Who has to abscond into the hallway as quickly as he can. Kareem deals with Fisher, and that's Custer down. Surefour. A lot of space. Like I said this before, but Widowmaker's like a really good interior designer. You give her space, you can do a lot with it.
As Widowmaker in the Overwatch League this far, I feel like...
Oh, God!
Why in the hell is Custa playing Lucio? I don't understand what the idea here is. Like, I get the idea of trying full-on dive, but why in God's name is Custa playing Lucio?
Obviously, playing on LAN every day, Widowmaker a little bit more effective in this environment.
We've been talking in voice. What would you say if a mode released, but the patch is day one Overwatch? What, an Overwatch Classic? That'd be interesting.
For a very long time.
Despite obviously her resurrect no longer being instant.
Surefour is having a clinic right now. Putting on an absolute clinic. He's styling on him.
Nice little correction there. Hydration.
Good old superstar Surefour.
It might be a different map, but the Valiant are having about the same level of success with this dive composition as they did on the Temple of Anubis. And this is going to take us to a map 5 if they can't come up with an answer real quick.
You probably have 2 fights here, though. If the Valiant go quick, you're probably going to have another shot at this after. I mean, 40 seconds where the payload is to be really close.
Yeah, Moon is the coach at this point in time. Yeah.
For the Gladiators up.
He took over at the start of stage 2.
If this connects, you have one really kind of like patch together. Yeah, it's not great there. So
why is Custa playing a character that a tank benched him for? Moon is maybe the weirdest coach ever. And I'll never forgive him for making the Valiant so weird. You hear that? Those chants though, chat? This is what made Al Season 1 what it was. Hit the blades, just gonna do absolutely nothing.
This small room now, Kareem just throws himself in his general direction, but no one's on the payload right now. It's a self-destruct that caused them problems. One coming out from space, but there was a shield up there. Pulse from one Fisher doesn't quite completely kill. He used that.
Can't kill him. Goodbye.
Coming in over the top. That's it. Map 5. No other way, or no better way, to end the Battle of LA than a final showdown, Matt.
It was more like Custo was a main support who could play flex support heroes, Penguin. I mean, it depended on the team he was on. I mean, on Dallas, he did both. On Valiant, he just did the main support stuff. Occasionally, Ana.
11 final blows, 21 eliminations, Hydration with 13 final blows. Agilities and
Dallas's backline situation was just weird back then.
Not remotely enough, and the Valiant just didn't have the sting that they really needed. We'll see if they can get their wings out.
Is that a wait? Is that a puppet of Soon? Hydration Man, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
One more map to come. We'll see you guys after the break.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile.
All right, let's get
America's best unlimited network.
Let me see them Surefour stats though.
HP, the official PC and display of the.
How'd he do? 18 and 3, pretty nice. All right, map 5. Oasis. This is it. Another classic play happens if you remember. There's a classic fissure play on this map, chat. For any OGs, you probably know what I'm talking about.
Although you definitely want Genji Tracer dive and the Pharaoh option.
So in a critical map 5, they're going back to Bunny, Valiant. And Glads are taking Surefour. This is an interesting choice. I know it's more of a dive-centric map, but taking out Surefour after what he did on Junkertown is bold.
Gotta get tiring. One more map to decide this series, Los Angeles. I don't need to tell you to make some noise, but do it anyway. Oasis starts now.
Hydration will play Sombra at the beginning of this game.
The Sombra Tracer stat. Or strat.
Stage 3, obviously,
Correct, Sam. I mean, to be honest, it's not really that much of an iconic play. Brady kind of just does something he shouldn't have, more than anything else. Dude, Sombra during this time was so weird to play. Like, the temporary invis, so silly. Remember when, didn't she have like a temporary translocator too at one point?
If he gets one on a Bunny, it'd be big, right? Because Bunny is going to go on these like long flanks. Maybe they're able to.
Oh no, she does. She does have the temp translocator, the countdown, yeah. She was so bad, dude.
He got a little bit far away from it. Wasn't able to just finish off that hack. Got very close, but Chaz will get resurrected. So
Just gonna bully Fissure there, hopefully. No. Here we go, chat. Fissure. Look at him. Absolutely destroys the pharmacy, dude. So funny, dude. Brady should have not barraged there. Like, that was stupid of him to barrage, but the fact that he wipes out Kareem also there is wild stuff. Fissure is unironically one of the craziest Winston players ever. That man's primal mechanics were disgusting.
But you're able to just keep, if you keep leaping higher, you're able to get another one before you get down. You're able to make a factory.
Alright, a lot of Mercy Valkyries in this fight. Bishu there just trying to connect damage on whoever he possibly can find.
Looking good for Glads here, and they double layered support ults, which I don't like. I don't know how in the hell Shaz gets killed there. Why is Cost on Lucio again? I don't know. I think it's more so here because you don't want to have a defenseless Zen if you're going to play the Pharmacy, I guess.
I wonder if Bunny is going to opt into these Tracer battles. When it was Asher against Soon on Ilios, Soon didn't really take.
Okay, well now I really don't understand what they're doing. Now they're playing Lucio's Zen.
I wonder if Bunny is going to be more proactive.
Now your Zen is very defenseless.
The Tracer special to the Gladiators force him back, give his backline a little bit more time to.
The translocator, does he see it? He does. They're camping it. So again, Gladiators looking pretty good here.
The location of Shaz and wants to wrap around. He'd love to get a pick on him. This EMP though could be deadly. Space actually
Being a little hesitant with this EMP, probably should have just pulled trigger, honestly.
Oh, he had to get out of there very quickly. He didn't even know what was shooting at him. It was funny. He just had to get out.
That's one thing I didn't like with Season 1 and like even Season 2 players. They were way too afraid to use EMP, like just holding back when you shouldn't. Just let it rip, man. Because like you didn't kill Space fast enough there, and now you're given Agility's time to come back in. I'm starting to believe Costa lied on his resume when he said he could play Lucio. Yeah, his Lucio was not great. He was a Mercy player. But it's the in-game stuff, the leadership. Sneaky beaky like, I don't know why he's bubble there, it's interesting.
But it's this Dragon Blade. How do you get these support ultimates out before that Dragon Blade comes through?
Lucy helps the die by giving them speed. No, the issue is more so why the hell they're not playing Mercy, I feel like. Because like Mercy was just so good during this time. Even in dive, you just play her.
Luckily, he avoids the traffic. There would have been instant death for a Primal Rage Winston, which is not good. That's 1,000 HP in one hit.
I feel like at this point in time, the time to play Lucio Zen had already passed. That was like a stage 2 thing. The blade, can it be big? He went for the wrong target. Was Mercy Zen meta? Yeah, a lot. And as you can see, the team that played it won that round. So now Glads really have the momentum. Probably should have won Ilios. You dominate Junkertown. You just win the first round convincingly. Like, this should be their series to win. A little bit of a Big Goose pistol kill here for you.
But he ends up actually behind Big Goose here. Big Goose on Percy able to finish off Agilities.
That's pretty cool.
Goose.
Goose is cooking. He has been unbelievable this series, and it's incredible actually because we do have 2 Mercy players on these 2 teams that love to go aggressive in those fights. We saw Kareem do it on Ilios. I believe actually both Mercies killed the enemy.
Ah, yes. Gladiators are in for a treat here. Junkrat was something you could play here on University, but against Afara, you're in for a tough fight. This is the classic triple tank with the Moira Lucio. I love it, man. Triple tank was sick.
You could get a decent amount of value out of the Pharah here.
Yeah, Ana just wasn't good in Season 1, unfortunately.
So Shaz is down early, gets picked off. The Moira, first time we've seen that on this map at least.
Oh, the hook.
That's a long hook. He does pull fade in, but he manages to break the hook, I think, by just being on the corner. Fisher goes down.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Shaz was dead. That's why Fisher dies there.
He finds Fate, and it will be the Gladiators in a good position here to take control. Great poke damage in Kareem now. Shaz wins that back out.
It's just going to be too much damage from the Pharah up in the sky that they can't even respond to. It'll be a rocket barrage already. For Agility.
It's funny that no one played Mei back then. I think this was like before some buffs happened for her.
Do you want to roll out with this again?
I feel like Mei could have been really good into something like this.
For one more go. But where do you go after
You did miss the bunny map. This is true.
Plays, whether it's like the 76 or the McCree. Same with Silk Thread in the lineup. Don't have either.
Hydration almost has the tire, so he's not gonna swap.
Agility's privileged position up here. Very hard to deal with him unless Hydration fancies, you know, using his mind to get up there. But
yeah, Slambulance. A lot of the time, the Slambulance was like the quad tank instead of the trip tank. Don't even demech space there. That's bad.
Reliable in that regard. Coalescence cuts out from the point, and that is going to usher the Gladiators forward here. As Sound Barrier 2, they've laid their support ultimates to give them that extra durability, and they'll be rewarded.
Oh, dodges the hook.
Isn't done yet. He might fancy a bit of a barrage here on Asher.
I mean, hey, that works.
Fisher could be in trouble. He turns his head away from Bishu. Very clever. He prevents the Diva taking him down with the splashback of his own barrage. Pulse Bomb dropped in, and Fisher steps back.
But where is the answer for this Pharah? Right now, Agility.
If you throw Kyrie or Bap into the stage of Overwatch, you think they would have been ran? Absolutely. They 100% would have been ran. Because, like, heavy tank and, like, rush compositions were already pretty decent to begin with, and were ran depending on the context. So if you give them, like, better supports, yeah, I think you're going to see that stuff even more. Especially Bap. And, like, Kiri would be nasty for flex supports to run as well. It was all about, like, Zenyatta's landing the big shots, so if they were practicing Kiri instead hitting the headshots, it'd be pretty ridiculous, I'd have to imagine. Like, just constantly grinding Kiri, the mechanics would have been out of this world. Sure, let's just shatter space, that works. See, now you finally counter the Pharah a little bit. A lot of the damage has already been done because the Glads were very committed to this comp, though. Hydration foreshadowing 2020, true. Can you imagine Ram and Maugan Slambulance? That sounds terrifying.
Could play something like a Junkrat here. Should be very good against McCree. Obviously, McCree doesn't have a ton of mobility, trying to move through the chokes, get some shots down. You see the positions, Agilities is playing.
Hydration is full sending.
To open things up here for the Gladiators as they want to get aggressive on the Valiant.
And why not? They're being propelled forward. Once again, both Coalescence and Sound Barrier layered. Space goes down, but Agility's going to
Brady gets one.
That's it though. Bishu removed him. Only one kill for the Barrage is not the kind of value Agilities wants, and he may switch off to the Genji here.
Has any OWL player switched from Overwatch to Fortnite? I have no idea.
No, okay, that's the switch.
Yeah,
Second guess it.
he's gonna go Genji. You're gonna be able to get.
I think so, Byron.
Charge on the 3 tanks. If he just keeps poking at these tanks, and then Asher's gonna be in a lot of trouble.
Okay, so Jill says I've had enough. I'm playing Genji. Oh, the stick.
Asher's lucky to get away from
Oh,
it.
he
no,
missed!
finish it off after the flashbang. Now they have to go. They gotta jump on this McCree.
Asher.
Money coming from one side.
No, Asher.
From another. That's a big pulse bomb.
Asher, why? How do you miss that?
Asher's lucky to get away
Oh,
from it.
he didn't even hit his body. He missed him completely.
You got to get that first headshot on a stand-up Tracer, and it looks like he couldn't find it. Now the Valiant can move back in control. It's 86 to 95% here. The Valiant
That's
had to leave it
crazy.
Self-destruct thrown to the point. Fate goes down to Fisher trying to return, and Kareem.
Linkser's in Apex too.
The self-destruct didn't really claim too much, and Kareem big. He's found Asher as well. Fisher trying to get back to the point. He needs to retake control. Big Earth Shadow, but no.
Oh, he can't kill Costa though.
It buries itself in the ground before it gets to the fallen body of the Mercy. That could have been a big kill, but Bunny strikes back now, pushing in.
Man, what a turnaround this map had because of that.
Now to sound barrier. 3 players for that.
Asher misses the easy shot on the stun Tracer. Man.
Bishu gets a bit cute with a Bunny blaster, but there's no one left from the Gladiators to contest. The Valiant say, is there no one
Yikes.
else? Is there no
Tied
one else
up.
in map 3 or round 3?
For Kareem. See why they want to open it up a little bit, in terms of flex support that role for him so he can play that Zen.
If you're wondering what's being said on the crowd, if you're not familiar with these very loud fan bases, it shields up.
So now full-on dive, but hydration's... I don't know why they've... Playing Sombra here is a little weird, I feel like.
I find it
You're playing around that one health pack mostly, or like there's 2 maybe.
and Tracer again, especially because you just saw Agilities commit to
And Agil's on the far, like... I would have been happier if Hydration played a Pharah here, honestly.
that you would usually see the Pharah come out on. So you figure if they use on the
Because this was a pretty good Pharah map. The Gardens Pharah.
In this particular composition, maybe Asher didn't want to play McCree, hoping that the Valiant wouldn't opt for this, but they've got such a sick pocket pick in this Pharah. And without Silk Thread on the Gladiators, oh, that's cheeky! Agilities is grounded! Go to your
That was a good... that was a good manual hack, though.
Costa's gonna try and
And that's the kind of stuff you need to go for, but the
He'll
res...
get the res, but he'll fall in the process.
Fisher's also back though, so the big tank in the lull in fighting, both teams were able to...
Oh, Fissure needs help. Why is no one helping Fissure? Where Bishu had to help the rest of the team.
Bunny's hacked on the low ground. Not much he can do to survive this. He just has to really...
For how flexible Hydration was, I think he cooked too much at times. I mean, I don't know whose choice it was to play Sombra here, but yeah, I disagree with it. Architect's Pharah on Season 1 was absurd, yes. So good.
Hydration can keep getting these hacks onto high-value targets. It's going to look like a really good pick here for the Gladiators, because right now, 1 enemy EMP'd when he's played Sombra thus far, but he's got 7 other hacked enemies. So he's been able to complete 7 hacks on players, which is pretty massive.
Asher sneaks in that EMP. Whoa! It looked like it actually affected Kareem, but no, he's still able to use the transition.
Yeah, Shadowburn, Spharo was crazy. Like, Architect, Agilities, Fleta, Libero. Nice.
He claims Fader to come back in this fight for the Gladiators, possibly. They've got 2 kills, but they're only working with a couple of players now. Barrage from Agilities. Doesn't claim any kills, but it definitely will...
Oh, Shaz went the wrong way. Yikes.
In the most erratic of fashion, that aggression pays off.
It's that EMP. Hydration definitely thinks he's going to connect with Kareem during this, and he doesn't end up doing so.
Oh! Oh! Kareem with the dodge!
He broke that line of sight to avoid it.
Yeah, that was badly played by Hydration. Yeah, Prophet played some Pharah late Season 1. He was good. I mean, Prophet could play literally anything back then, so not too much of a surprise. He was originally kind of uncomfortable playing Pharah. It was like towards the end of Season 1, like in the playoffs, around that time where he picked her up and started putting in the work. Beforehand, they actually played Hurag on Pharah, believe it or not. Because on Jisoo Busan and Apex, that's what they did. Prophet would play like Tracer, and then you'd have friggin' Hurag play Pharah, of all people. I think AKM played some Pharah too, like some hit scans just randomly knew how to play her.
He was able to just bash dashed Kareem back, which forced Custa to go.
Was Discord at 25% or 30% more damage? I don't remember. It might have been 30. I don't remember entirely. It was a lot, though. Discord was OP. That much I can remember for certain. Shout out to the AKM Farah.
Overall damage, 14 final blows on this map. It's huge. And he's now sitting on yet another barrage, and they can't stop him with this composition. So now it's up to agilities. It's his game to lose, really.
Probably Jackson. Eventually.
He couldn't really reach them with the rockets with the Winston shielding present. He'll have to go away, and the Gladiators now will have a chance to...
Yeah, Farah was like a pretty relevant hero to play. You needed to have a person who could play her well.
93%. This EMP needs to connect from hydration. It's really all you...
Oh, Seagull's Farah was crazy. For real, for real. Shout out to the AKM Genji. True. Okay, so we're coming down to like final fight here. We're getting close. Oh, Kareev knew it, man. My boy Kareev knows what's coming. Oh, Fissure! No, wait! Fissure died to that bomb because of hydration.
Very clever. He spotted out. He takes a bit of damage. Kareev knows how to play the game against this kind of pick.
Oh, that's a tragedy.
On Fissure. He's able to back away now. It might be an EMP time, and it is, and a lot of people affected by
it's a double, though. Triple.
Self-destruct. Perfect combo. That's where that EMP needs to be employed. Custer got hacked, but he should be safe. He has a high purchase.
Oof, the turnaround, the EMP and the bomb. So now, Glad's have a chance at this. Valiant have a bit more ults, but it's doable.
You're gonna have Transcendence and Valkyrie here.
This is why Fissure left.
Huge advantage, and the EMP had just been used, so you're not scared about getting EMP'd. Asher.
Good job forcing the trance there. That's good by Gladiators.
He would have liked. It's gonna force him to push all the way in with the tanks.
That could be the win con here for the Gladiators to get that ultimate out of the Valiant early. Fissure with Primal Rage. There's gonna be so much brought to bear in this.
The problem is Glads don't have support ults of their own yet. That's kind of the difference maker here in the end. Valiant have theirs.
They're taken out. Kareem found himself 2 kills. He found both supports. Unbelievable. This individual in Kareem.
Up to Fissure to touch this now. He does, but he ain't gonna last very long. Or maybe he will. Wait, he's actually last. Wait, they can't kill this guy. That's a really good stall from Fissure, and he lives? How does that happen? Wait, that's huge. Never mind. Somehow Fissure still dies anyway, even with the Valk up.
Try and use the Transcendence to bring back Fissure so you get your main tank.
Fissure's going through the ringer. Dude gets rushed and dies instantly. Literally, the iframes ended just as that bomb went off. That's insane. The amount of bullying Fissure went through in that like 60-second span is absurd. The bomb, the Diva bomb, the pulse bomb. Yeah, Agility's Farah was insane, dude. Look at how happy they are. They're all like good friends up there, like Agil, Space, Kareev, Custa. They all love Bunny too. Had to wait another 5 years to see this again. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Woof, they're so hyped to have won that. And the Glads are like, God damn it, lost to these guys again.
What an epic struggle. You know what? This didn't have to be a rivalry match. It didn't have to
Fissure and Fate, two of the best main tanks out there. This was stage 3, correct.
Teams always take it up another level when they face off. Nothing better than the Battle of LA to kick us off here in week 3.
Yeah, I thought one of the areas where the Valiant would have had a clear upper edge was in terms of off tank with Space and Bishu, but Bishu had himself a very good series, front to back, puts together a game.
I mean, yeah, it was a pretty intense battle.
Deaths, 12 final blows, comes up with some
baby-faced Space looks so wrong.
What an incredible series from Kareev as well.
Burbank Arena days truly were the best.
He killed both Big Goose and Shaz in that final fight. You can't ask for much more.
Stage 2.
Newly minted LA Valiant looking amazing.
Stage 2, Byron.
Now to the stage with Malik for a post-match.
Void and Fate run opposite LA teams, yeah.
All right, everybody. I'm here with Agilities from the Valiant who just pulled off the 5-map victory.
Brady!
You were going off with Farah just now. Were you surprised that at Oasis it took them so long to hard counter you with that McCree?
I think there was a combination of more severe problems.
Worked out really well because Sam is a pretty good counter to Fair now, so I think that's their plan going in because they knew we were gonna play Fair. But otherwise, I think they worked out like pretty good and they switched around good. So yeah, it was a good game.
All right, all right. Now, you guys you've done a lot this stage, still undefeated and whatnot. And but a lot of people have been saying that you guys' record.
Look at how hyped the fans are. They're like, oh my god, we won.
Difficult for you guys. What do you have to say about that?
I think that we're doing our best right now. We're kind of a new team with a new addition to our roster, and I think that
Hydration,
the
man,
harder
doing.
the harder we play against the lower opponents, like the harder.
All right, man. Well, hey, they were in.
What the hell are they doing over there?
The Valiant still undefeated over the Gladiators, and with that, let's send it back to
The fan antics, man, they're awesome.
Thank you so much, Malik.
Woo.
I see what you did there. That was a good one.
It was a good one.
Oh, there's a player of the match here at the end? Wait. I think they gave it to Brady. Wait.
So many playing
by Omen, by HP, and it is Agilities. I mean,
Hey.
I thought of a better player for this one. This guy was popping off, whether it was the Junkrat or
The 3K. Sheesh.
This man was making it work.
I mean, when we look at these games, when I write things down,
Who dabbed? Find that man.
fights and just keep track of what's going on. And
I might be down big.
Valiant one had agilities written in them. Either his Junkrat, his Pharah, his hero pool that needs to be countered.
That's my man right there.
That needed to be addressed, and when he wasn't, he murdered.
Yeah, I think the most impressive fact for Agilities, from me at least, is the fact that he's got the mechanical skill, but the fact that he plays these heroes like Genji so well that he can play it into the Sombra, right? Into the McCree and still have a
Based from Bren. Bren's analysis, man. I miss the Bren and Sideshow analysis so much. God, why do they have to go to Valorant? Sag. Yeah, though, Brady at the time was a rising star. This is when he was starting to figure some stuff out. Oh, wow. It was fun while it lasted. Feels like ages ago, kind of, because it was. But, yeah, chat. We're basically done. That pretty much concludes another little throwback watch party for y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I think I'm probably going to avoid doing a poll this time, and we're going to stick with Season 1. I think we're going to stick it out and do the Stage 3 finals next between New York and Boston. And then maybe I'll take a break from Season 1 after that. We'll see. But that'll be up next. Sabiobi claiming himself as the best tracer in the world over Striker. New York win that game pretty easily, but it is pretty intense. It's a fun one. Probably sometime next week we'll get to that. I hope you all enjoyed this one, though. I had a lot of fun going back and watching this fun rivalry, looking at the Burbank Arena with these crazy fans, the Gladiators and Valiant fans, watching my favorite team at the time play. I miss it greatly. And it's nice to take a trip down memory lane, and I'm glad a bunch of you were able to join me on this. Thank you all for the support, as always, and I'll catch you whenever I do, sometime next week for the next one. Peace.